Do what you love.
Get freedom as much as possible.
They built the Germany's top beauty empire from zero to over $60 million in worth. Inna Zielke and Michael Meier.
We just grabbed brands from all over the world and distributed them to hair salons. We got the exclusive rights to sell it in Germany, and that's how it started.
We sent out samples, and then afterwards I called them, and Michael closed them.
What are your impressive numbers?
Last year, US only 8 million, 150,000 orders.
We wanted to be solution focused.
We are always introducing products for the problems.
What do you think you can do in 5 years?
Below 30 million a year would be bad.
Why coaching for you guys?
Help other people.
People see I'm successful, they ask me something, and I give everything for free.
Do you think people should have money before they start coaching?
100%. If you don't have the experience, how can you help people?
As entrepreneurs, we want to make money so that we can be free. What advice do you give?
Get skill. The moment I learned Facebook ads, no matter what's happening to me today, I'm fine.
All right, Inna and Michael, welcome to the Golden Mic. Yeah, let's just start there. Welcome. How are you guys?
Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
I am fantastic. You guys are all here all the way from Germany.
Right.
Yeah.
And, guys, I have to start out by saying this. They are so nervous right now. It's so
weird.
It's just so funny. It's so funny to me. So, I want to talk to you guys up because you guys, I feel like you guys don't talk yourself up enough, but I'm going to turn it over to you guys. And I want you to give us some context on who you are and the results that you've done. And I want you to brag. Like, I want you to brag a little bit. Cause I know if I don't tell you to, you won't. So like, I want you to share some results and stuff. I'm going to preface the conversation though by, you guys are newer to the Golden Mic and the podcast. So the premise of what we do here is we want to build a place where the conversation happens, right? So it's like when people want to announce things, when people have things that they want to talk about, have discussions on things, like this is where they come. And the type of people that we interview here, I'm kind of picky. I say we, it's my decision, right? Like I have a team, like it's at the end of the day, it's my call, right? But like, I really want to have conversations with people that are deep level thinkers, that have done things, that have experienced things, because while I don't think monetary success determines anyone's worth in life, right? I know you guys don't either.
No.
I do believe that, it provides content, like they have a broader understanding of the world, right? Like when you deal with teams, we deal with people, you deal with money, you have a broader understanding, right? For better or for worse, right? So, we're going to just chat and talk about business and life and all that. But I'll start with you and then, go to you. Give us a little bit of context of who you guys are and what you guys have done.
2011, we started actually, like a beauty wholesale company. So it was more like, we just grabbed brands from all over the world and distributed them to, hair salons, beauty salons, stuff like this. B2B only at this time. But it was like an old school business. So we, just had like, driving around 80,000 miles a year, visiting salons, cold calls, cold drives. So, the classic business, right? So, and it was like a hamster wheel. We did it like for 2, 3, 4 years, and it was like we were burned out actually. So, especially me, I was really tired this time. And then I've seen.
This is in Germany?
Yeah, Germany.
Yeah.
And, then I went, I think 2015, 16, I, got Russell's, actually book, .com secrets at this time.
Yeah.
And that changed my life.
Dude, that's gateway drug. It's a gateway drug to the internet, I swear.
And it was I have read it in maybe 2 hours, something, 3 hours. It was like really, okay. And each, side, it was like, that's it. And then we started to dig more into funnels. We created our own funnels. Then we got into Facebook ads, Google ads.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Are you guys partners at this time? Business partners?
Yeah. We started together from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I never wanted to, but here we are. Yeah.
Was it worth it though?
It was. Yeah.
Pays well, right? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but this was more the background. So really from old school to like into the online marketing, world. And yeah, from there, it's just like, it was a roller coaster still. And it's always a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It will be in the future, but it was like, you had some kind of relief after you figured out all this stuff, right? How to build a funnel, how to get traffic to the funnel. And especially when we had the B2B part, we just created different funnels for different brands, more like a flywheel. So it depends wherever the prospect came into the funnel, we just funneled them through all the brands, but we just paid one time for the lead. So this was, mainly then the stuff we build around and we do.
And this is all for like beauty?
Yeah, it's all beauty. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, and then we started 2018, 19 with e-com as well. So we had the B2B part. very stable then at this time. And then we went into e-com, and since then it's skyrocketing. So, yeah.
Okay, we're going to pause there, and I'm going to hear your version of it.
Yeah.
And hear that, because I've got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It's not my world at all. So from your perspective, give me a little context on that journey as well.
All right. Yeah. Well, as I said, I never wanted to be in that world, but though, so I started with media studies. I studied, media studies. And then in Germany. Yep.
And you guys are both born and raised in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got into his world, kind of. So getting more into the business and, learning from scratch, like literally everything.
Yeah.
And after my media studies, I was like, oh, okay, I want to explore something else. I went into sales and did also not only like, phone callings, so cold callings, everything like this, but also visiting clients and getting grid on this and, doing the whole sales stuff.
Yeah.
And at a certain...
This is in person at this point.
Yeah.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet?
Actually, the old school way, just in a club.
Not a club?
In a club. But it wasn't meant to be, actually.
No, it's a funny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I met my wife at a bar, and I don't drink, and she was the manager. So, I get it. Well, let's hear it. How'd you meet?
Well, yeah, actually, it wasn't meant to be me, but it should be one of my friends. But he was so persistent, like literally tipping on my shoulder, like, excuse me. And I was like, no, someone who's that persistent, I don't react. But he's still,
like,
yeah.
My wife would be saying the exact same thing. Yeah, so persistent. Yeah.
No, but then he kept doing it, and I'm just like,
you just kept tapping it? You kept tapping
yeah, because I still was like,
turns around.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we got to back it up. What do you mean you guys aren't good at podcasts? Okay. So you're in a club.
Yeah.
And you're there with who?
A good friend of mine. So
you're there, just one guy.
Yeah.
And you're there with
two other girls.
Two other girls, two of your friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you see her across the bar?
No, I saw her friend actually.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
so this is even funnier.
So
okay.
I went to go to her friend actually.
Yeah.
And she was like, I've seen she was sick or something, and she didn't feel good.
Her friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me.
But then I made the tip, and I was like, okay, I cannot talk to her directly, so maybe try it with a friend first.
Okay, so you're not looking at him at the time?
No, I was just literally my bag.
Like this?
Yeah.
And you know who was having it?
No, but I was thinking like, okay, who is that like really annoying and tipping on my shoulder persistently?
Like, oh.
No, I won't.
This is amazing.
I won't react. And he kept tipping like really and like, yeah. Okay. Then we got into conversation.
So then you turn around.
Yeah.
And you start talking to him.
Yeah. We got into conversation, and he said something
what was
like,
your opening line?
I have no idea. I think
I know that actually. Yeah. Because
were you drunk?
No, I wasn't. I didn't drink anything at this. Even when I was driving. So
okay, yeah.
No, he was like telling, oh, I see your friend doesn't feel well, so maybe you want to drink something. And I was like, oh gosh, he's not interested in me. So I kept like the conversation. Yeah, and then I think pretty quickly you offered us to drive us back home, and we were like the three girls.
Smart.
So you have to imagine we were 16, I think.
I was 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
No, even younger. No, you were older.
How old are you now?
No, I had my silver BMW. I bought 19 or 20 or something. Yeah, so it was 19 or 20. Yeah, right. So you were like 17 or something?
Yeah, roundish.
Yeah.
So how old are you now?
39.
How old are you?
34.
34. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So then you offered to take her home.
Yeah.
Them home.
Yeah. And we were like, the girls were figuring out, okay, who drop off the first, because we then recognized, okay, he's interested in the other girl. So he should drop her first, like to really get everything planned out. And I was like,
she's awesome. Let's go. You're like looking out for your friend.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm then the tough one. So I just wanted to be like the last drop off. And we already knew that he would ask for like the number, but not my number. And actually it was not really a friend of mine. So I don't even had her number at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So then, it comes as it was. So he dropped us off. I was the last one, and he was asking, okay, can I get her number? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't have her number because I'm not like really good friend with her.
Did you believe her, or were you like, no?
No, I didn't. But then I asked for her number.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Because I thought maybe she can get the number afterwards. At least I have her number.
Yeah.
Assistance.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
And you guys been together ever since?
16 years.
16 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the first, like, would you hit her up afterwards and be like, yo, you want to hang out or what?
Yeah.
Or were you still trying to get the other girl's number?
I think, did I get the number? I cannot imagine. No,
we kept our conversation.
Yeah, by ICQ at this time.
Yeah.
MSN. ICQ.
The messenger platform. You remember? No. Yeah. It was pre like WhatsApp and text message. Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, then we just were messaging at this time, and then I think we met, and then we had.
Are you still friends with this other girl?
No,
okay.
I never was. So yeah. Yeah.
I think that we had dinner, and then
and then we kept meeting, and then
and then that's how you got into his.
Yeah.
And so, what was your background before you met? You were driving a BMW, right?
Yeah.
Trying to be cool.
Yeah, right.
Trying really hard.
I was in real estate at this time. So, we, bought, complexes completely, out of bankruptcy and stuff like this. So we just renovated them and then sold them, as a single home. So, I was more like a trainee broker, something like this in a very early stage. And then, that was my start in the sales part and something like this, right? So that's how I got a sales rep, actually.
So how'd you get into beauty?
My dad was photographer for Weller, so the big hair care.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he said at one time, okay, we need to sell something to hairdressers and beauty salons because I have a big audience and stuff like this. And then he experienced some kind of makeup brand in Holland and Amsterdam. And then we digged into it. We got the exclusive rights to sell it in Germany. And that's how it started. So we sold actually makeup products to hair salons. That was the start, 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So like, how did that conversation, like, how did he convince you to come?
Well, actually, I finished first my school and then I went into media studies. So, go to
when you
university.
say media studies, do you mean like newspaper publication? Like
media? Yeah.
Like, cause like in this world, media means.
Yeah. I know. That's probably the German term, but it's like also, it's PR. So it's public relation, all that kind of stuff, but also social media. So everything around it, pretty generic. So I finished that and then I started like as a side work for your dad's company first. Yeah. So, like editing pictures and all that kind of stuff. And then at a certain point when we got the makeup brand, I started working, like split it, right? Yeah. So still went to university, but then afterwards go to the company.
At the beginning, she just made the phone call.
Yeah, right.
Appointments.
Yeah.
So she was a setter and I was a closer.
That's amazing.
I was just, traveling, right? So I was traveling all around Germany and all the appointments she made, I just was driving to the salon and trying to convince them buying the makeup products.
I'll sell all your phone calls for you.
Yeah.
That's funny. I made my wife hold the camera. I was like, hey, I need to film. So you hold the camera, and she'd be like holding the GoPro. Are we done yet? My poor wife. She's awesome. Okay. So fast forward. Great story, by the way. Yeah. That's fantastic. You should open with that way more often. Yes. Okay. So you said that you did the brand and then you got into e-com.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So as someone that has been in this space for a while, like I know the difference between that, but for the average person, what do you mean? You're in makeup. You were already in e-com, right? Yes. So what do you mean by that?
I mean, e-com is direct to consumers, of course, so DTC. That's something we experienced in 2018, 19. And so before you were selling B2B.
Yeah.
It first B2B. So we started B2B 2011.
Right.
Then we did like 6-7 years only B2B, right, just focusing on that. And then we went into e-com,
which is essentially selling those products but direct to consumer.
Exactly. Yes. Right. Okay. So we had then two pillars actually, the professional part and the direct to consumer part. And then we started direct to consumer with the Shopify store, and that's how we started at the beginning. And you still use Shopify. But that's all around Facebook ads. Still, we use funnels as well. We use ClickFunnels together with Shopify, and
Oh, good.
Yeah, but maybe first, before we did that, because we started off like really old school, and we didn't generate leads at that time, because we just literally sent it out samples, like makeup samples or eyeshadow samples, to the potential clients. And then afterwards I called them, and Michael got them to visit and closed them. And then
That's old school.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's old school.
absolutely. Yeah.
We had like
So you paid your dues, man. Like, you paid your dues. Well done.
but it's like at this time it was a bit more like direct response style. We had like a paper letter style, and we had like a great headline, and and then we had like pinned actually the eyeshadow at the left upper corner, and it's the original eyeshadow. And then she just called afterwards. So that was the steps into direct response.
Crazy, man. Man, Russell used to push you on stage.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so wait. So were you selling the same products direct in e-com like that you were to B2B?
No,
they were different.
It's actually, we started with one single product at this time. It was like a hair tool. So we didn't sell any makeup. We kept it in the professional market, because you always have to be careful.
Yeah. That's what I'm curious about.
Right. So because if a seller, for example, buys a display for 4,000 euros and you suddenly start to sell direct to consumers, you might have an issue, right?
Yeah.
So only we try to keep it more like exclusive for the B2B.
Yeah.
Then we find new products, brands for D2C only. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And I got to pause here though, because you didn't finish bragging on yourself. Like, give us some numbers. Like, I don't know what you guys measure in e-com. Is it like, what revenue have you done, or like what products, how much product have you moved? Like, you're legit. So brag on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, please, like brag on you so people know you're legit.
Yeah. This year, last year, what kind of turnover?
You tell me, like,
yeah.
What's it? What are your impressive numbers?
Yeah. So we did last year, US only 8 million. So all together, it was like, I don't know the exact numbers, 14.5, all over Europe as well. I would say when it comes
to 8 million US.
Yeah, 8 million US.
14 to 14.5.
Yes.
Europe.
Yep. So I don't know how many ordered, maybe 150,000 orders or something in a year.
And this is both B2B and B2C?
Yes, right. We got 2022 and 23 Europe's fastest growing companies. So from the Financial Times, the award. The B2B funnel actually is a 2CCX funnel. So I think 16, 17 million or something still is going through the funnel.
Yeah.
It's
60 or 70?
Yeah.
Million. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a simple lead funnel. So we just created, that's, I think, something interesting, for the audience in general. How can you get leads from, especially if you're on wholesale and sell something physical, to B2B? So the thing that we did is we created some kind of pizza box. Just imagine a pizza box, just, in a nice, beautiful design. Okay. And then we created travel sizes from our hair care products and put them in the pizza box.
You created what?
Travel sizes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like samples.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 7, 8, 9 products into the pizza box.
Interesting.
Then we shoot the box. We made some videos, some ads, put them on Facebook and say, okay, listen, hair selling, just apply for the pizza box for free. We send them out to you. That was lead magnet, right? Free plus shipping.
It's so good.
They opted in.
It's amazing.
Dropped out at our sales at this time, and then just called them. Ask 8 questions. Okay, just qualify. Is it a great sell-in for that brand? And then we just send out the box for free. They just had to make sure that 7 days after we send out the box, there has to be a call. If they don't show up, they have to pay the box.
Oh, so interesting. Wait, this was B2C or B2B or both?
B2B.
B2B.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then, after the 7 days, after they have tested the 7 free products, we use an upsell just for a test set with the original sizes to $97. It was just like a tripwire.
Okay, hold on.
This was basically our transformation from the old school way with sending out the samples.
Okay.
This was our transformation.
This is what I hate about e-com so much, and I love it. All right. I'm like, in the digital world, we sell fake stuff, right? Yeah. It's all made up. It's great. I love it. Right. Like if I were to be like, hey, do you want this course on how to sell stuff?
Yeah.
And then the next the order bump would be like, do you want 3 more courses on the exact same thing? No one would take it because it has to be the next thing. But with you guys, You're just like, do you want this thing? And they're like, yes. And then you're like, do you want a shitload more of this thing? And they're like, yes. It's so amazing.
But then it's the next step. So after they bought this $79, which was conversion rate around 35%.
Yeah.
Then of course and
this is like immediately after they buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then we say, okay, listen, now you have all the products that you tested the original sizes. And now we try to upsell then, of course, to the whole range, which then started. We had then two type of packages, XL, M, and S. So, and most of them bought the mid-size, right?
Yeah.
So it started in somewhere from 800 euros to 2,500 or something. So, and this was the funnel. It was like, it started with...
Wait, and what was your take rate on that? You said it was 35% for the first one?
Yeah. And then another 30%.
No way.
So,
my God.
Yeah. So, and then that's how we built the B2B business from street.
Yeah, old school.
Driving around to an online funnel that just upsells.
It took us a while to figure everything out,
but .com Secrets was the start.
Yeah.
I realized, okay, that's the value ladder.
Yeah.
I start with an opt-in application funnel, freebie, sell them a tripwire, and then sell them to the product. So
you know what Russell's like? Unless you hate money, you should do this. And everyone's like, ooh, I guess it's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
And then like, somebody does it, they make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And Russell's like, you should do this unless you hate money. And people are still like, It's like, unless you hate money.
Yeah.
It's so nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so fast. So that was like your first big takeoff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why did you guys decide to get into like e-commerce at all? Like, why not just stay B2B?
COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So basically all of the salons get shut down.
Yeah.
So they have to close. And we have to be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We knew already. The good thing was we had to plan. If we go online, e-com, D2C, we had the plans. So, but like 2018, 19.
The plants, like
yes.
producing?
Yeah. So we started on a very small ad spend at this time just to test a few stuff, but then COVID hit. So we had no other choice. But the good thing was we were prepared. So we know exactly how to do it. I think the stores we built in 2 days with the whole team.
Wow.
Like a night shift or something like this. No one was sleeping because I had to go for
Red Balls.
Where's the money coming from? So we need to build this now. And I was like, go. And then we built for each brand different Shopify sites. And then it was horrible. It looked terrible. But we didn't care. We just got into Facebook ads and so it worked from day one. So
wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So how much of your business now is B2B versus B2C?
I would say it's 70% D2C, so e-commerce, and 30% B2B.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's way easier, of course.
Yeah, to go direct. And it's not your brand of products, or is it your brand?
Actually, no. Yeah, it's like distributors, exclusive distributors. So we're looking around getting exclusive contracts.
Yeah.
So like contracts for 5 till 10 years. And, so that no one else can sell the products. But we do start now our own brand. So that's a very exciting project. After so much experience. And so it's time to start something own. And
I feel like it's probably her starting the brand more so than you.
Yeah,
well, it's both of us combined, definitely.
On yourself? Like,
yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so tell me more about the brand. I'm gonna ask you. I feel like you could probably explain a little.
Yeah, well, but, actually, everything we experienced in the past, we just thought, okay, we should implement it and then also use it like for our own.
Yeah.
Not to be like reliable on someone else or something else.
Yeah.
And, so we tested around a couple of things. And, as we are always joining, different like events, within the beauty business. We are not launched yet, but we do have like the brand name and everything, but still working on.
Anybody what it is yet?
Not really. No.
Right here. I'm not going to make you, but I had to ask. I mean, we're right here right now. You don't have to.
Should we?
Yeah, do it. I mean, do it.
Well, let's see. Yeah. Actually, the brand name is ASOM.
ASOM? Okay.
ASOM. So from awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and we wanted to be, solution focused. So anyone or any woman who has like a certain problem, there are the products that
okay.
should help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like what type of products are we talking?
Different ones. So basically everything we have carried already,
Which
like
is what? Like,
tools, hair tools.
Dude,
Yeah.
who like wearing makeup is like my wife does a little dot over a zit on my face, and that's about as much as I know about makeup.
Yeah.
So what type of products are we talking about here?
Like hairstylist, so everything you can like do with your hair or hair care, makeup, certain point of, but always like within USP. So
So for example, also acne and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you have any skin problems, scalp problems, something like this. Especially also for older women, let's say 60, 70 plus, when the hair's getting thinner and stuff like that. So we always have a solution for a problem.
That's really creative. Yeah.
So we are not looking like, okay, let's say we are looking what kind of problems does the audience have? So we did a lot of research.
Yeah.
And then we said, okay, we are always just introducing products for the problems and not guessing or something. So let's dig into a problem. Is it a really problem? How big is the audience? And then we bring up the solution. So that's the idea behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm dumb. I'm like, talk to me like I'm a third grader, if that, right? Like I don't know this industry. So this is really helpful. So like, think of like Kylie Cosmetics, right? Like you got Kardashians.
Yeah.
Now, obviously they're them. So they've got that going for them, right? But like in my head, the best product is not, or the best branded product is usually not the best product, right?
Yes.
Just because you're good at one thing or another, right?
Yeah.
So with that, they're selling brand, right?
Yes.
More so than they're selling a solution to a problem. It's
Yeah.
like become like the Kardashians.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is like when you're selling this, is there, talk marketing to me for a second. Like, is there a brand element to that? Like, is part of the brand that you're selling the fact that it's a solution thing, and that like is like that's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I think it's and that's the combination. Like you said, I mean, we are not the Kardashians, so the only chance that we have is solve a problem.
Yeah.
Like we do in marketing or something like in coaching something. So that's why we brought it over to the e-com space. Okay, there's a problem, we have the solution.
Yep.
And over time, of course, even if it's direct response, you start to brand it, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's like, okay, I have a skin problem. I know where to look. I know to go to ASON.
Yep.
Because they have the solution for every skin related problem. So that's the idea behind. And yeah, so, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And when does this launch?
We hope so. Branding is done now, so registration is done in all possible countries. Branding is done, just a bit fine tuning now from the agency.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are now in June, right?
Yeah, June. Yep.
We hope September to launch the first product. So depends.
We'll link it down here. Like, We'll go back and edit the caption and like link it down in here.
Okay.
What platforms? I'm so curious. I have so many questions. So like when you currently right now with your guys' brand, so you did around 8 million last year.
Yes.
And that was B2C, or D2C and B2B. You said Shopify and ClickFunnels, right? So like, do you guys own the brand sites? Like where you drive traffic to your sites, right?
Yeah.
Where do you primarily get traffic from?
Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah. I would say 90%. So then we do Pinterest, we do YouTube. But Facebook is still so strong, especially on prospect traffic. So yeah, it's
interesting.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys do anything with like influencers and stuff?
Actually, we started. I mean, you're more into it.
Yeah, we started, but we're also more on an ambassador program to really from our own audience to get like all of the feedback and all of the UGC. Yeah.
So, but for product that's not yours, like that you're a reseller, right? Or what would you call that? Not the authorized.
Distributor.
Yeah. But you're the only one.
Yeah.
You say that?
Just exclusive.
Yeah. Like, are you using influencers or anything for that?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does. And is that TikTok and like Instagram and
right.
for?
Yeah.
But paid ads is Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So zoom out for a second. Where do you take this from here? Cause like what, 2011 is when you said you guys started?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was what, 13 years ago?
Yeah.
It was a wild ride. No,
Yeah.
we went from you're annoying on the shoulder to let's make $8 million this year and start our own brand. That's crazy. I mean, first off, congratulations. I mean, like seriously, like genuinely, like most people cannot even comprehend the amount of internal growth, or the external growth, much less the internal growth that is required to go from driving a BMW.
Yes.
Do you still drive a BMW?
Again?
No.
Do you still drive a BMW?
No. I
It's Tesla.
Yeah. Go. All right. We've upgraded. All right. We're going to be best friends. Which one do you have?
The Y.
The Y.
Yeah. Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah.
It's so, I've never, I got mine and I'm like, number one, I will never not have a Tesla ever. Right.
Yeah.
Number two, I have not lost a race.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Like people pull up in their BMWs, Ferrari, or Lamborghinis,
chance.
like all that, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, well, up the line, I'm like, you think you're fast?
Yeah, right.
You're fast.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah, so great. Okay, so, but like, zoom out. We went from there to here, right? You've got your own brand now coming out. You guys have got a bunch of different businesses and all of that. I know you working on coaching stuff as well, which we'll get into here. Like, what does the future look like? Where are we going from here, right? Because there's two ways to look at this, right? $8 million in a year of revenue, in a business. One could look at that and go, congratulations, you've made it.
Yeah.
Like this is the top, right? Obviously that's not how you guys look at it, right? But like someone could look at that and go, what more could you do? If you made $8 million in a year in revenue, in a business. And then there's the other one side of it, which is cool. We finally figured something out. Yeah. Like we're just getting started.
Right.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. It
Absolutely.
Like
It does, right? You make a couple of, like, I remember thinking $1 million. Oh my gosh, if I make $1 million, like if I ever become a millionaire, life, like I've reached it, right? And you make $1 million and you're like, okay, so cross level one. All right. You know what I mean? Like, so what does the future look like from here? Like, where are you guys trying to build from here? Yeah.
I mean, the brand ASOM is built to sell. So that's something we discussed already. We have, two, partners on this as well. So we said, okay, 5 years from now, and then we sell it. It doesn't matter if it's 5 million, it's 10 million,
really?
100 million, we sell it. So the end in mind.
Yeah.
And that's
why 5 years?
It's just like
we just set a date and then we decided on like not to.
I mean, 5 years, it's long. And that's something you said, it's been a long ride since 13 years. But if I look back the last 5 years, so things are getting progressively way faster, right? So
way faster.
And that's something when I look back 5 years and then when I look where I'm now and when I will be in 5 years, that's such a long time. So, and I'm fine. So let's say 5 years and then we sell the brands and.
What if things are going really well?
Yeah, it will. So it will go well. And it will also, I mean, sell it and start something over again.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. So
hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you for a second.
Okay.
Realistically. Yeah. Like, what do you think you can do in 5 years? Like, where do you think the company about in revenue? No,
but I think I'm really not into that number. So yeah.
What do you think it would be in 5 years?
Well, everything below 30 million a year will be bad.
Okay, so you're at 30 million a year, let's say. Yeah. Okay, is that your target? Is 30 million a year?
Yeah, actually, the minimum target.
Okay, minimum target.
Yeah.
What's your actual target? Like, you want to be at 50 million a year?
Well, I mean, if it's me, it would be 9 figures, definitely. So that's I mean, if we went to 7 figures, we went to 8 figures, and then the next steps. What else should it be than 9 figures, right?
Okay, so
it's 100
in
my mind.
So let's say in 5 years from now, you get $100 million a year e-commerce brand, right? Yeah. And what are the typical margins at that level?
Well, I mean, if you're at 100 million, if you're at around 15 till 18% net margin, so
okay, 15. Okay, great.
That's 15 to 18 million profit a year,
and you can exit for multiples at that point, right?
Yeah.
So you can exit at how many multiples?
Well, I mean, if it's a beauty brand, I would say times 10, times 12. It is, So
okay, so let's say it's times 10.
Yeah.
So let's say you get to $100 million in revenue, you get $1 billion offer, right? Is that
no, it's based on profit. So let's say 50 million profits, 150 till,
So you get $150 million offer. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you going to do with $100 million? Right? Okay. Like maybe buy a yacht. Okay, great. Cool. Yeah. But like if you're making $15 million a year in profit, right? Like 15 million, 150 million. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Right? In life, right? I mean, I remember Russell when they got the offer for ClickFunnels, right?
Yeah.
And Tony, he sat down with Tony Robbins. I don't know if you watched the interview. Did you see that clip there? Yeah. Right? And Tony goes, dude, what are you going to do with $1 billion? Yeah. Right? Like, what are you going to do with it? Right? He's like, you're going to go over and then you're going to be like, crap, now I got to start over. Yeah. Right? So like, if you get to the point where you got $100 million a year company, right? And it's going well, like you don't want to pull your hair out and pound your head to the wall. Yeah. Is there an opportunity, potential you don't sell?
I mean, I would say yes, we do. I mean, but like you said, you never know what's in 5 years or something. Yeah. We will start with coaching. You never know what's going there. Yeah. And maybe it's going so well and the coaching as well. And we keep the brand.
But at a certain
because
point,
of the coaching, this can also be something, we are so personal brand at this time. But for now we say, okay, it's built to sell. So we sell it, we exit it. And, it's a different kind of approach. So you have an end in mind, so it's,
no, I get it. Yeah. I understand. I do. I get that concept of it, but it's interesting because I don't know if I've ever, maybe I have interviewed people, but I don't know if I've interviewed people where they're like, it's at 5 years and then we're out. It's normally a revenue number. It's like, we're going to go to 100 million and then we're out. Right. But it's not 5 years. Because at 5 years, you could be at 30 million. You could be 50 million. You could be 100 million. You could be at 500 million. Right. And it's like, why 5 years? And you're just like, we just decided. Right. And I'm like, could that change?
It could.
Maybe?
But especially Michael, he's at a certain point, he always got bored. So after a quick time,
the only thing I haven't gotten bored with is podcasts and studying like philosophy and religion, because I'm like, I could study religion for the rest of my life. I'm like, it's just there, right? So it's like never ends, right? But
that's exactly what's, for me, it's like copywriting and Facebook ads and stuff. So I can talk in 20 years about it. So it's something, but I think this is maybe the end in mind. I like to build something. So it's like,
and that makes sense.
If you have the skill to build something, if you know all the copies to Facebook, if you know how to get traffic, how you get it convert, why should I do always the same again and again? So then I maybe start a pet brand, So
it's like copy paste the system and then try something else.
It means money's not your driver. You just love the game. You just love the game. Okay. So what happens? ASIM is going to be the primary focus, right? The current, I guess not brand, but the current distribution channels in the company that you guys have now. Does that get wrapped in? Do you guys exit that? Do you guys just continue to build that? What does that look like?
I would say 90% automated actually.
Right.
So so she's doing a great part of it. So she's more doing the operational stuff. So
we learned actually from our mistakes, and now we transitioned to really get everything automated and systemized. So this was really for us a huge relief not to be involved like 24/7 into the business. So it can run basically on our own, and we are not too much involved in this, and the team members can do. And, so probably it can run just as it is.
Put someone else to run that. And I feel like, so my background is in social media, right? Like I grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, right? Like I'm a homeschool kid with my nearest neighbor like half a mile away. So like the internet was like, right? Like I found the world of social media and I'm like, this is amazing attention from my phone. And so like I grew up in the world of social media. We grew and managed 7 million followers or so, and then had like a big distribution network of 100 million followers or so that we'd sell advertising space on. Right? And like that if there's one thing that taught me, number one was that if you just give the algorithm what it wants, you will grow. It does not matter what. Right. Unless you talk about censored subjects, but that's a different topic. But the second thing is that probably one of the most valuable things in business, particularly in e-com, is distribution channels. Right. And to me, it seems like what you guys have now is a pretty solid distribution channel. Right. Can you sell your own product through these distribution channels?
Okay. Right. It's just like a plug in and then, because we own the audience actually.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know if you can share this or not. So if you can't, that's fine. But how big is your email list?
Oh, we have, US, I think it's 180,000. In Germany, it's even bigger. 250 or something. Then we have,
you haven't segmented?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I would say we own almost all professional B2B addresses.
Wow. In Germany?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's, we own the audience. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that is an asset right
there.
Yo, you could do some damage. I think it was 2 years ago, 2022. I don't know. Some in the recent future, data surpassed oil as the most valuable asset on the planet. That is crazy, right? So you start having that type of data. That's wild. Okay. Yeah. So then you're like, wake up one day and you're bored. Then you're like, oh, okay, I guess
let's start a new project.
$8 million company and, having almost 400,000 emails total, over 400,000 emails total and all this. Let's do coaching now. LOL. Right. We throw that in the mix. Right. So talk to me about that. And for context, we're at a Russell Brunson event right now. Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't around when Dan Kennedy was hot, and all that stuff. And I'm sure he was awesome. But like in today's day and age, when it comes to direct response, there is one GOAT and his name is Russell Brunson, right? You just can't beat him, right? Like he's so freaking good at it. And so like, it's interesting to watch his world because there are two very distinct paths, right? There is he calls it the expert space, and then there's the e-com space, right? Even in his one funnel away challenges, he's got, Trey Llewellyn, right? That's teaching that. And then he does the expert one, right? So you got these two paths. And it's interesting because I feel like people in the e-commerce space, they like get excited about coaching and then some of them jump over. And then a lot of them like come back over to e-com because they're like, coaching sucks, right? And then coaching people like are like get all excited. They're like, we can sell physical products. Like, I got a t-shirt. I'm gonna sell t-shirts. Then they jump over to here and then they're like, yo, this sucked. 20% margins. Well, who are we? Right? We're not broke, right? And then we come back over to here, right? And so it's like, it's interesting to like watch kind of the back and forth and where everybody lands. Cause there are people that do, I mean, Trey Llewellyn does it well. Allison Prince, right? Obviously does it.
Yeah.
Why coaching for you guys, right?
Well, actually, that's a good question. Actually, when I like to just help people. I mean, there's something what I just experienced in the past, I would say 2-3 years or something. Yeah. So of course, people see I'm successful. They ask me something and I give everything for free. So that's just give value. Don't expect anything in return. Right. Yeah. So that's what Russell always teaches us. But, and then your experience, it's fun. It's something. Yeah. And if you see others growing, I think it gives you more than just to see a notification on your phone that you sold any shampoo or something. So I can sell shampoo forever, but I can also help other people to achieve something like I have achieved. So I think that's some kind of motivation. And I know there's a lot of, scam in the space, especially e-com. So all the drop shipping and something like this. The coaches and, just to give something back maybe. So What
about you?
Yeah. But also to see the struggles of their people. And then you've been there. So because of the existence, like doing this for 12 years, you really mastered it somehow in your ways and you see how it can be improved. But then on the other side, like, speaking with like-minded people who are still struggling and not coming further, and it's actually your passion that you can talk 24/7. So why don't you help other people within a coaching? Yeah.
And I think it's also that it gives you energy.
Yeah.
You get a lot of energy from the ones you coach. And that's something, it's different. It's like, I don't know. It's like dopamine or whatever, but it does something with you, right? So, and I like it.
Well, what's the most powerful serotonin? I think it's
right.
It's the one, it will, to the point where it will make you give up your religion, right? Like, even like that, like that is the most powerful drug in the universe, right? And it's that, it's connections, what happens in, marriage and sex or, love and sex and all that, whatever, right? And it's like, okay, you get that from a community and from a connection. And then like when people start being like, you're the one that helped me do it, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Right. But you guys are newer to this, right? On the coaching side of things.
Right.
Is your program launched?
No, not yet. It's more, I would say early beta or something. So I have we just spoke about it. So, I think finish it somewhere in August.
Yeah. Okay.
All the recordings. Then I will launch in September. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to fast forward in a year from now when you come back on the podcast. Not that scary, right? But like to see what you guys think, because coaching's different.
Yes.
It's just a different game. And I joke with my team a lot. I'm like, the most annoying thing about coaching is like my number one job is literally just to get to people to believe in the path and do the steps.
Yeah. Right.
Like, it's like you figure out the path one time. And I thought it was going to be like this, you got to figure out the next thing. The next thing is like, nope, you figure out one thing one time and you just do it over and over and over again. Yeah. And then most of the work is just doing that. Right. And so it'll be interesting fast forward to see how you guys go about doing that. And so I'm curious, like, it seems like you're more of the operations person, right? And you're more of the visionary.
Yeah.
Is that how is that dynamic? Because so I have a friend that's going to exit his company for quite a bit, right? Yeah. And, his girlfriend it's so funny. Like, she's the operations person, right? And you can tell, like, very clearly when she entered the business, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like beforehand, it was just like, here, there, and everywhere kind of thing. And it was like, he knew what he was doing, but there was just no structure. And I'm not going to say his name, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. He's been on the show, right? Yeah. But like, he is the least punctual person I have ever met in my entire life. Like, we'll go to dinner, we'll have a dinner reservation, and it'll be like, you tell him to show up, like, it's 7:00. Yeah. The reservation is 7:30. Get there at 7. He's there at 8:00. Like an hour late, right? He'll be like, I'll be at my house for 12 minutes, right? I'm like, an hour and 15 minutes later, I'm like, dude, you said 12 minutes. How are you off by an hour, right? And it's like visionary and like, very smart, very this. And then there's this operations type of person, right? So in e-com, you guys are just starting into the coaching. What have you, I'm going to ask you, because you're more of the operations person. What have you seen or similarities or differences from an operational standpoint between the two of them? Or do you not have enough data yet in the coaching space?
Between like, okay, coaching and e-com?
Yeah, coaching and e-com. Because one's physical products and one is, I mean, it's so funny. I love to joke about it. It's like, it's made up. It's just info, right? And it's the best ever, right?
Basically, it's the same structure, like, isn't it?
Is it?
So yeah, really, because you have to just follow the path and just, as you said, just to follow the steps. So really like
Operationally though, I'll let you finish because I have a question on that. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, actually, I'm thinking about it. If there's so much difference, because you have the sales part, you have like the setup part, the structure part, but I wouldn't tell that not yet. I haven't experienced it yet,
Yeah.
but
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Because like in my head, and I know probably as much about in e-com as you know about coaching, like
Yeah.
very little, probably
Yeah.
less, honestly.
Yeah.
But in e-com, my head goes, you sell the product, someone buys, and then you ship them the product.
Yeah.
The end. Right?
No, not really, because you have the customer support,
Yeah.
you have the returns, so you really have to like also engage with the customer,
Okay.
not like on a personal side and not like in a one-on-one or group coaching or whatsoever,
If
but
the customer's, let me rephrase that. If
Yeah.
the customer is happy,
Yeah.
they buy the product, they get it, they're happy.
yeah,
Your fulfillment is done at that point, right? There might be customer service or support, returns,
Yeah.
whatever. But as far as product fulfillment is concerned,
Right.
right? Like they buy the product, it's physical. So your work is more front end in the fact of like, you've got to make the product and have it all up and going, but like you're responsible for all that, right?
yeah,
Right.
On the info or coaching side of things, it's like my work starts at the sale,
Yeah.
right? Because now they've made the sale. Now they've got to come in and now I'm not responsible for it. Like I've got to get them to do the work now.
Yeah.
Right. And so to me, that is logistically, I don't know if maybe logistically is not the right word, harder, but it's harder is not the right word.
it takes
Different.
more effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it seems
Yeah.
like it would be.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what we're trying to do, not to like get kept in this, to really see, because somehow, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like you have to keep them accountability somehow, or like to get them done. But
I mean, I think that's something we discussed, and I
Yeah.
also discussed with some other coaches. And I think a lot of coaches, they are some like in a hamster wheel, right? So,
Yeah.
and they build their coaching system completely wrong. And maybe that's,
Hey, this is
Yeah.
I mean,
this is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's something, because I think that a coach, the only responsibility you have is to give the value, the information to the attendee.
Mm-hmm.
You're not accountable. That's my opinion. You're not
Okay.
accountable that they are successful
Okay.
in the first, because I mean, you don't know who's there. You cannot always motivate them. You're not
Yes.
the mom or dad or something like this. So the only job is, in my opinion, deliver the most value, which is the knowledge, and give them the shortcuts how to reach from A to Z in a very short time frame. So that's
Interesting.
that's how I will go into coach. I don't know if I get
If
hit
it will-
like something, but
Okay. So go ahead.
yeah, but this is how I see it. And, it's not my job to always push the person because it's not my employee. It's their life. It's their
Yep.
goal they have.
responsibility somehow.
Yep.
They paid for it. So
Yep.
if this is not reason enough to reach a goal,
Yeah.
so
I'm like, if I pay for something, I'm like, I don't get results. It's my fault, right? I get it.
exactly. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Sam Ovens?
No.
Okay. So Sam Ovens, school. The school
Sam
platform.
Owens.
Sam
yeah,
Owens, yeah.
yeah.
So, school platform,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
before school, we had consulting.com,
Yeah.
right? And I bought all three into his mastermind and everything like
Yeah.
that. And Sam was the first person. Like, I think the big mistake that the internet marketing world has, particularly this loosely ClickFunnels world, and they're certainly, part of it, but it's not just them, right? Is this idea that like, if you're just going to sell something, just film the training and throw it into a membership area, give them the information or whatever.
Yeah.
And it creates complexity and chaos and very hard to fulfill and low results and confusion. And people get overwhelmed, not because they don't want to do the work, because it's a new concept. They're just dumb. And I don't mean that insultingly. Like, I'm dumb when it comes to e-commerce. They just don't know. Right. So I get into Sam Ovens' world, and Sam Ovens, engineer, right? Like background, like, you talk to this dude and you can see his brain, like the gears in his brain.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious. Right. But like, you got into it and it was like so detailed and so structured. And it was like, you could tell so much thought had gone into this. Right. And he made, I don't know, he said at one point, I think they were doing like almost $1 million a month in profit off of 3 programs, right?
Yeah.
And he was only involved in one of them. And there was like 5 or 6 people on the team, right? And he's the only person I've ever seen be able to do it successfully in coaching, right? But the reason is because logistically he had thought through every single thing. He had rebuilt it and rebuilt it and rebuilt it and rebuilt it and got it to do it so good. And so like, that's what we're trying to model in our programs now is like, dude, in the last 7 months, I've rebuilt my program 4 times, right?
That's what I mean. That's what I told you. I have no idea how much work it is because I was rebuilding all again. So yes.
Right. And so to me, I'm like, okay, if you stack it and you basically build an info product like a physical product, right? To where it's so like, then I think you're right. Right. But I think the problem is that most people do not do that because Alex Hormozi is, fantastic at a lot of what he teaches. And one of the things that he said was, most people have no concept of how much work goes into making something good.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, we're sold the dream of make money online, sold the dream of coaching or info or whatever, which by the way, I'm a product of the industry. I love it. I think it is a overwhelmingly net positive.
Yeah.
They take all the scams plus all the good and it is overwhelmingly net positive, right? But this dream of like, you can just take the information in your head, teach it one time or twice live, throw it into something and it's good.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works.
No.
Right?
That's what I would never do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you said. The stuff that I did is like also engineered. It's so detailed.
Yeah.
That's why I said, okay, I don't give anything out of in the world, which is not 100%. So that's it's the opposite of what we just got teach today or yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Don't be perfect, but I want to be, and that's exactly maybe the same open approach. The good thing is I don't have to earn money with it because I'm not reliable.
Okay,
and that's a different approach, I think. But
so that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me set up the question for you on this because that's the exact question I have. Okay, which is this. You guys have the ability to where you literally could never make another dime from a dime period from your coaching and you would be just fine. Right.
Right.
And I would call that generally speaking a state of abundance. Yeah. Right. Where money is plentiful, bills are paid and like you could just build something good. Yeah. Right. And so when I launch something, I charge as high as I possibly can. Like the first round, because I want 100% of my focus on it. Yeah. When I create a new product, I'm like 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 because I'm like, I want 3 people or 5 people and they get my full undivided attention. Yeah. And it's funny. Russell makes fun of me and he's like, dude, I don't even know what you do. And I'm like, good. Because my thing isn't ready for you to know what you do or what I do yet. Yeah. Because I haven't told the world about what I do yet because I've been building it, right? Over and over and over. Right. It took me 3 years of practice, right? And then 7 months of building. And now we're just getting to the point where it's going to come out to the marketplace. Yeah. Where everybody else is like promote and build it as you go. And I'm like, I don't know. I look around and it's like chaos, right? So my question for you is ethically, like from a moral or an ethical level. Yeah. Do you think that the people that are teaching in the info product space, like, do you think that they should already have money before they start
100%,
coaching?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And why?
I think, and that's something you get, if you have a mentor or something like this, and you should always learn from someone who has at least 10 times higher than you or achieved 10 times more than you, right? I mean, otherwise, how can you get mentored something like this? And it's just my opinion about it. So I'm looking for someone like Russell who has achieved way more than I did. And I want to learn from him. So, but he proved to be that guy. If someone just learns something, I don't know, about AI. So there's a lot of stuff about AI going on, but you see a lot of scammer, they just learned ChatGPT 2 weeks ago and drop out a course and try to earn money with it, right? So I hate this because that's.
Although I do want to ask ChatGPT to build a report on ChatGPT, and then I want to sell the course that ChatGPT built for me.
Right. Yeah. How it works.
ChatGPT to tell me how to sell it and to see if it would work. But other than that,
you know what I mean. So no, I think it's not honest. It's just not. How can you tell experience, especially if you're on live course? We talk about info products, of course. Yeah. But of course, the main part will be, let's say, my coaching Eat Thursday is a live call. So there are coming questions.
Eat Thursday is a live.
Yes. So if you don't have the experience, right? So you know what I mean? A deep experience. How can you help people? Yeah. I mean, you get so many questions
but you also read this interesting quote, right? So when you're financially free.
I read a book. I don't know the name. It was not a very famous book. It was like by financing exit stuff and, I don't know. I would have to double check, but there was like a sentence. Are we all better investors or entrepreneurs if the private, part is financially free?
If the private part
Is financially free.
like the private sector.
Yeah. So if you're
Your private-
your own, if
Yeah.
your own, are we all better entrepreneurs and investors if the private life
Or the private financially set up.
is settled?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, and this was, I was thinking about, yes, of course, completely right. So, and I think, how can you, again, teach people if you're not settled yourself? It's just my, so,
Would you agree?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
So the shirt that you have on right now, and the back of this, the slogan of it, I'm actually going to point.
Yeah, get
As you can see,
it.
it's get paid,
Get paid, be free.
be free.
Yeah.
In that order, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, I mean, I grew up in financial scarcity, right?
Yeah.
And everyone has their own version of what that looks like, right? But when people come into our program, they're like, do you help coaches? I go, no.
Yeah.
I said, we help service providers. And they're like, well, do you turn away coaches? And I go, no, I don't turn away coaches, but I make sure that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason is I can't wait to interview you in a year when you have so much more data, right? But I go, I made my first million selling services.
Yes.
And then I made my second million selling services,
Yeah.
right? And then I made almost my third million selling services before I taught people how to sell stuff,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, I actually know how to do it because I've done it. And there was a quote by, Taylor Welch.
No.
Okay.
I think I heard.
Taylor, so he had traffic and funnels. Traffic and funnels before it like blew up and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Really smart dude, right? And he goes, you will make more money doing marketing than you will teaching marketing, right?
Mhm.
He's like, just actually do it.
Yeah.
And so my thing is I go, if you want to go be a coach, by all means, go be a coach after you get paid, right? Because if you are worried about like how you're going to pay the bills, like people are like, oh, the price of everything. I'm like, dude, I can't even remember the last time I looked at the price of groceries.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I go to,
Yeah.
I fill it up with gas. I don't need to do gas anymore. I have a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm that cool,
Yeah.
right? Of course, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And so it's fascinating to me. And so I for someone, I think you guys are like someone that people could look up to and be like, okay, I want to, like, you've done things correctly. I think that it would be the appropriate term. Like you've had obviously your struggles and you've gone through, it's been a roller coaster, right?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But like the order upon which you did, like you put in the work, you paid your dues, right? You didn't try to do something that you weren't like, you did it, right? And so for the person out there that like, I think as entrepreneurs, for most of us, our goal is one thing. We want to make money so that we can be free, right? Like
Yes.
we want,
Yeah.
Freedom.
right? Like,
Yeah.
because why? Because money buys freedom. I don't,
Right.
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
does. That's the world we live in, right? And so like, they're not actually that sold on their offer or their coaching or their service, like whatever, right? But maybe they've been fed a lie or they're in this thing where they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And like, they think I'm going to be a coach. Like, what do you tell them if their goal is like, they just want to make money? Like what advice do you give them?
I mean, that's something, I've seen a reel from Alex Hormozy actually a few weeks ago. And he said something, trade skills or something around this. So get one skill, trade the skill against another skill. And if you have skills, then start to educate other people how to. Yeah, right. So that's something I would just explain to someone. If I want to go into coaching, learn one skill, learn a hard skill. I mean, really a hard skill. And then just,
skill. That's good. A hard skill.
A hard skill, not a soft skill, really a hard skill, like media buying, right? Or
Hard
ad
skill.
creators, like copywriting.
Yeah.
And if you're really into it, then start to coach it, mentorship it, whatever.
Yeah, but okay. So at what point do you think someone has paid their dues enough? Like, how much money do you think someone needs to make before they can go be a coach? Or what's the qualifier? Because like someone could be like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it one successful time, right? And then I'm going to go turn around and coach it. And it's like, yo, dude, what? What? Right? Like I've done like 2,000 or more sales calls, like thousands, right?
I think it's difficult to measure
Yeah.
in a way, but I think it's like, if you feel yourself financially free, you don't rely on, the next sell on a coaching, something like this. So if you have the feeling, I'm free, I think then it's the right, that at least it was with me. So when I had the feeling I'm financially free, I had feeling I have all the knowledge, whatever question that's coming, I can answer it without, I need to read a book or something. Or I think this is my, meaning of coaching.
But also like having the self-esteem. So actually what you're just saying, so really have the self-worth and the trust in yourself that you really know. And even if there's someone coming up and tells you like, and the person is pretty successful, but they told you like, no, you cannot do it that way, but you do have your self-trust to really say, no, I can, because I know that it's working. So I think this is like really having,
That's great. That's great advice on that internal knowing of when was that for you?
When?
Yeah. Or at what point
Well, at a certain point, there are still like question marks at different, like, but, really going through all of this roller coaster, learning from your mistakes, really get some mental breakdowns, especially during COVID, because this was really a tough time. I think afterwards, like really growing out of it to really see, okay, what I'm doing is actually working.
Yeah.
So I can really copy paste that system and implement it wherever I just wanted to, it will work.
Yeah.
And now I think that's something that's a good one, because I always was afraid to lose everything. I think it was, but it was just because I didn't have a hard skill.
Yeah.
And you know, so the moment I learned Facebook ads and all the copywriting, ad creative, no matter what's happening to me today, I'm fine, you know? So because I have a
dude, that was Alex Ramose's reel the other day.
Yes,
right. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't, but it's you have a hard skill, and whatever happens, you have the knowledge.
Yeah, because he was like, I hear business owners, say all the time, they're like, they're terrified. One of their biggest fears in the back of their mind is they're terrified of losing it all.
Yeah.
And he goes, I do not have that fear.
Yeah.
Right.
Me neither. I don't have it anymore.
I don't have it either. Right. And like, I think now that we're saying it out loud, I think that's probably the moment that people need to have.
Yeah. Right.
Like you can coach when you are getting ready to have, right?
Yeah.
Because like, it's the whole concept of like take away my money, take away the house, the car, like whatever. I'm like, give me a phone and I am good to go. Right.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me a phone. Cool. I'll door knock until I get a phone.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's, and then it's just like, it's a matter of time until you're rich again. Right.
Exactly.
Because it's a formula. Right. And I think that if people don't have that, it's a really weird place to be in. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make millions of dollars and still be in scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if you have those skills, I like how you said hard skills though.
Yeah.
Right. Hard skills specifically.
Yeah.
Because that absolutely can,
yeah,
will change your life on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. In 60 seconds, what's your coaching program about? Because you guys are doing two different ones, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, two different ones. What's yours about?
Ecom mainly for, let's say, someone who struggles at 25, 30K a month, is not able to scale, don't find the right messaging, the right angles, the right creatives, audience, don't know how to scale an ad account, something like this, and just bring them up to 1 million. Then, of course, I have another value ladders, get them from 1 million to 8 figures, and then exit them. So this is something like 4 steps, that just can help them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And yours?
Efficient hiring. So having like the perfect setup, or not the perfect setup, but the perfect setup for you to free up in time and money then.
Gosh, I could have used you like 2 months ago. Word. Yeah.
No, really. And build your team, build a trustful team, hire the right people, engage with them, onboarding.
Is this all for ecom too?
Yeah.
Ecom, yeah. For ecom based business primarily. Yeah.
Basically it's for every company, but yeah.
That's your focus right now.
We are teaming up. Yeah.
What are you, gosh, I'm scared to even ask this on air. What are you going to start charging for it?
Well, I mean, that's a tough one. I think I could charge a lot, of course. It depends if it's group coaching, maybe somewhere between 10, 15K or something. If it's a one-on-one, 50K plus.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Ask that question to people and they're like, I don't know, like $5,000.
No,
I'm like, oh my gosh.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Not decided yet. So no.
Okay. You're not decided, but you're in that mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
See, was it scary?
Yeah, no, it was fun actually. Yeah, it was. Yeah. We're looking forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next year, Cancun.
All right. Yeah. And maybe we'll bring a backdrop at that point.
Yeah.
I literally, dude, it's funny. I got we have hoodies for these and we sent out hoodies.
Yeah.
Remember, but it buys in, we send them a hoodie, says get paid on the back, right? And then like 3 days ago, it's like 90 degrees outside or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, my gosh, we should get some shirts before we get to Cancun. So I guess it was last week. It was 3 days before we were going to leave. And so I texted my assistant and I was like, can we get shirts? And I was like, can we get them like before Sunday, like on Sunday? And she goes, yeah, I think we can. And that was like at noon. At 11 a.m. the next day, they were at my doorstep. And I was like, I don't even know how that happens, right? But I'm like, I don't even think I could build a physical, an info product that fast. And that was a physical, like printed, shipped or whatever. And so we got a bunch of these to go and give out, but we'll go backdrop next one. But all right. Thank you to wrap it up. We have a couple rapid fire questions that I always ask just to make it a little bit fun. I'll get to know you a little bit better. You ready for that?
Of course.
Before we do that, where can people find you?
Instagram. I have even no idea what my Instagram is. I think, Michael Meier. _DE. So that's something I think.
All right, we're gonna link that down.
Yeah, right.
You just said right there, right? That's right. One of your biggest fears was like, well, what if I don't know what the word is in English? I'm like, bro, we're good. All right. Same Instagram.
Same with me. Yeah.
Okay. We'll link everything down below, and then we will. When your brand launches, I want to come back with the caption and put that down below there because I think people will want to watch that journey, right? It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Rapid fire questions. We'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. So we'll start. What did I say with you? No, we'll start 1. Yeah.
1, 2.
Okay. First question is, what is one bucket list item that you have not yet done in life?
Traveling the world completely, really, like
Every
around
country?
the world. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
every country or just around the world?
No, around the world.
Around the
Yeah.
Okay. So not every country.
No.
They're just around.
Yeah.
Flying, sailing or what?
Flying.
Yeah. Are you a boat guy at all or no?
No, I don't. So I'd never tried a cruise or something like this, but but it's like just to see different cultures and stuff like that. So
yeah. Okay. Well, you've already come to America, so
right.
So best the world has to offer, right? Fat, overweight, controversial. It's amazing, right? I tell you what, we're rich, right? We petrodollar. What about you?
I would love to learn either like flying myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like probably I will.
like a propeller plane or like a jet?
I would love to fly a jet, but I don't know if it's like working, but let's see.
I don't know. You're going to sell a company for like $150 million.
Or just fly. But helicopter will be also fly. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Back to you. We'll go, what's one book that you think every entrepreneur should read?
Who Not How.
Who Not How. Okay. That's a good one.
Who Not How.
Dave Woodward, may he rest in peace. He actually recommended me that book.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Leaders Eat Last.
Leaders Eat Last.
Yeah. It's from Simon Sinek.
Yeah.
Perfect book.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's on my shelf. I haven't read that one.
You have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell ChatGPT to do like a summary of it before I read it so I know what I'm getting into. But dude, I love ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It is like
Same.
We're actually going to do two more questions. Who is one person that you want to meet before you die?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Really?
Michael Jordan. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. What about you? Nobody?
No. I'm just like, no.
You got no idol?
Maybe Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah.
Oprah. All right. Michael Jordan and Oprah.
Michael.
Maybe that'll be a party sometime and you can take your private.
Yeah.
You will fly.
Yeah.
Over to wherever it is. And yes. Okay, cool. Last question is, I want you to fast forward to the end of your life and you're on your deathbed and you've got like everyone that you've touched and you guys are going to have a lot of impact. You're going to touch a lot of people, right? They're going to forget everything that you've ever told them, right? Like clean slate, terrible, right? But you get to leave them with one final message, like truth or wisdom, something that they will believe 100%. No explanation needed. Like they will believe it at face value and live accordingly. What would that message be?
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Yeah.
Do what you love.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Yeah. Don't let you just be independent. Don't listen to people that are not on a stage where you want to be, something like this. Yeah. Just, live your life. Get freedom as much as possible. Yeah.
Get freedom as much as possible. That's what I'm going to take for that one right there.
Yeah.
Do what you love. Be independent. I love it. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was fun. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, everyone. That's another episode. We're going to end it there. See you next time.